Physique assessment. The question our expert panel addresses is: how do you store athlete information? Associate Professor Gary Slater.
The storage of athlete information is really important because, again, with physique assessment, it's typically something that you might do for an individual over an extended period of time. It could be across their entire sporting career. And so retention of that information becomes really important. The best way to store it is clearly doing it electronically, and that also provides the confidentiality and the security of the data. If it's surface anthropometry, for example, then it needs to be stored on something like an Excel database from which you can develop macros, pivot tables, for example, to not only store the data, but also to generate impressive reports that show how professional the service really can be, and to make it easier for people to actually interpret results. We know that every test carries with a little bit of noise. If we can understand that noise, we can incorporate into that report an automatic interpretation of it. So for example, if someone's sum of 7 skin folds comes down by 0.5 millimetre, we know that that is just within the error range of the technicians. And so we can set up our spreadsheet to interpret that as being no change at all. And we'd only suggest there's a real change when it falls outside of the person's technical abilities. The same thing can be applied for any of these other physique assessment techniques, whether it be BOD-POD, DEXA, bioelectrical impedance. So understanding the noise associated with the technique becomes really important.
Dr. Kagan Ducker.
It's really important to remember that that information is confidential. So it really needs to be stored. Hard copies need to be stored in some form of locked storage cabinet, and any electronic copies that you might have really need to be stored on password protected hard drives to really avoid that information being seen by anyone who shouldn't be seeing it.
For further information on physique assessment, see our book, Best Practice Protocols for Physique Assessment in Sport, published by Springer.